This is Fox 5 Morning News.
For hassle-free vacations this summer, the best advice may be very simple. Play nice. Tony Perkins has more.
The summer travel season is upon us, with millions of people booking hotel rooms, making airline and hotel reservations. How can you make sure that you get great and hassle-free service? Ron Kaufman is the author of Uplifting Service, and he joins us now from a satellite studio in downtown Washington to talk about this. Hi, Ron. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to see you, Tony. Thanks for having me on the show.
Let's jump right into this. You know, you say people make mistakes all the time when it comes to trying to get good service. What are some of the most common mistakes people make?
Yeah, the most common mistake is to be the person who's banging on the counter and in a bad mood and thinking that's going to get you good service. Service is always a two-way street. There's the service provider, but then there's also the customer, the person who's being served, and both parties can take positive steps to making that a positive situation.
There seems to be a common feeling, and sometimes I feel this way, that there just isn't good service out there anymore. Is that true, or is that a fallacy?
Well, I think there is a crisis in service today where not only is there a lot of bad service, but also a lot of service providers are feeling resigned and cynical or even resentful about their jobs. And that doesn't work, and it doesn't have to be that way either. I think when people realize that we're all in this together, everybody is providing service to somebody else, that's what's fundamental in life, you know, then we can all sort of lean in and say, what can I do to make the other guy's job a little easier or the other person's day a little more uplifting?
And you know what, I think that's key, and you talked about the fact that, you know, being nice, that helps. That's one of the simplest things that you can do. What are some of the other things that we can do to try and get that good service?
Well, I'll give you an example. Get the name of the service provider and use that to make a personal connection. And you can do that right at the beginning of the interaction. Say, excuse me, my name is Ron, and yours is Tony. And then I can say, well, hi, Tony. Thanks so much for taking the time to serve me today. How many customers take the step to do that to a service provider? That's letting the service provider know right away that you're the customer who deserves the upgrade in service, who deserves the uplifting service coming back. So that's an easy step that everybody could take.
Are there questions or strategies that we can use to help make this, or do you just simply butter them up?
Well, there's actually a proven path to be able to delight customers or colleagues or just about anybody else you meet, and that's what I've written about in the book, Uplifting Service. It starts with the definition that service is taking action to create value for somebody else. So whatever step you can take that will be valued by the other person, whether it's using their name or giving them a compliment or slowing down or speeding up, that's the right action to take to serve the other person better.
You also, one of the tips that we showed just a moment ago is give them the information that they need in the order that they want it. Give them that information, because a lot of people kind of go in a roundabout way and try to rush through it, but that's very helpful, right?
Well, it doesn't help the service provider if you're going roundabout or rushing through. So especially in a travel situation in a busy environment like we're going to have this summer, if you've got information about a flight or a booking or a connection, before you just throw it all at that other person who wants to serve you, you might pause and say, how would you like me to give you the information? I've got it all ready. Again, that lets your service provider know that you're the customer who deserves their extra effort. You'll be the one that's easier to serve.
In the old days, you used to just see someone slip someone a 20. Does that still work? Do they like that? Do they want that?
Well, I'm not sure that anybody would turn that down, especially in today's economy. But, you know, whether it's slipping somebody a 20 or slipping them a genuine smile, that can have the impact, too. The other thing is giving somebody a compliment afterwards, like writing it out on a social site or sending a compliment to their boss. That can have a huge impact on somebody else's career. And we all know what goes around comes around. So if you take that uplifting action, at some point it's going to come back to you.
That is the bottom line. Fascinating stuff. Ron Kaufman, the book is Uplifting Service. Thank you very much for your service to us today, Mr. Kaufman.
Pleasure to be with you, Tony. Have a great day.
You too.